Hi, my name is Malin and I love creative journaling and paper crafting. And in this video, I'm doing a little flip through of this altered book art journal that I worked in during the month of May. So it's an old book that I prepped to do something different with. I painted the cover. I did a little bit collaging on the front. And before I start the actual flip through, I want to talk a little bit about art journaling and how I see art journaling, because I think if you're like me and watch a lot of other creative people on YouTube, you might sometimes feel a bit overwhelmed or intimidated when you see some of the really skilled people doing their art journal flip throughs, and there's one gorgeous page after the other that could all be a framed artwork on their own. This book is not going to be like that, because I'm still fairly new to art journaling. So for me, art journaling is more of like experimenting, trying new colors, trying new techniques, trying new mediums that I haven't used before, and so on. Basically, it's just a place where I play, where I create just for me. I love card making, but sometimes it's a good feeling to do something just for me, and that's when art journaling comes in and as a perfect companion. And I'm not happy with all the pages in this little book, for sure not, but that's also not important, because for me the key thing about art journaling is the process itself and not the end results. So with this flip through, it's not done to share my fabulous artwork. I do this flip through because I want to share a bit of the joy that I feel when I'm working in this book. So let's get started, and I hope you enjoy it. First little page, I had originally not intended to do anything on this page, because I kind of like these old book pages, but the title showed through a bit too much. I didn't really like that, so I ended up doing some very thin layers of paint and rub-on. I started this book about the same time as I bought a bunch of these beautiful sets from the collaboration between 49er Market and Sizzix, like these butterflies and some of the images on the following pages. So it was also a place for me to have fun with these new products that I just bought, and then I incorporated a lot of my old stuff, like some text stamping and lots of ink blending and so on. And really it's just about having fun and making pages that bring you so much happiness, and this page really does that. All the ink staining, a little bit of stamping and coloring, some collage elements, and yeah, just having fun. Yeah, this is another one of these 49er Market sets, and it turned out that the ink colors I used matched perfectly with one of the rub-ons, also from 49er Markets. And I don't know if you see this, but this page I actually started off with some pieces of tissue paper in the background that I then tuned down with some gesso, and then I added texture paste and inks and stamping over, and yeah, it's just fun. So this is one of my favorite stamps. It's a beautiful rose stamp from Stamperia, and I colored it with SIG, I think they called Clean Color Real Brush pens, and it's like watercolor inside a pencil, and they're really good. I love this stamp image. The rest of the page is not my favorite. I was working with some of my old acrylic paints that I never really liked. I thought I'll give them another try. I didn't really like how the colors blended or the shades I got, but as I said, it's all about the process and not the end results. And I like the page, looking at the page, because I remember having fun making it, even if I'm not thrilled about the end result. And yes, I know some people say, oh, if you don't like it, just keep on working until it turns out into something that you do like. Like, yes, I could have continued to add more paint. I could have like layered and layered until it became something else. But I also think that there's a learning in each page I do, and sometimes because I stop and keep that, I better remember that learning until the next time. So I don't know. This page I started with a bit of napkins, some gesso on top, stamping, and these cute stickers. They were gifted from a pen pal. This spread is different from the rest of the book. I was just drawing some like Zentangle like patterns, and then I used again the SIG pens to color in around the patterns, and a lot of gold splatters. It's always fun. Here's another page where I started out with some tissue paper for the background, but this was like a very bold black and white pattern, and I ended up not really enjoying that, so I covered up most of it with gesso and acrylic paint. What I do love, it is beautiful images that come from a Stamperia paper pad. Die cut letters in different colors, and this is a actual one of those old style Dymo label makers. Another page with napkins in the background and beautiful Stamperia pattern paper for the focal point. And then I wanted to bring out the roses from the background again in the foreground, so I used this stamp and die set from Gina K Designs for the foreground roses. And I really like this quote: "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only a page." I think that's sums up my life. I love traveling. Here I went in and did two separate pages rather than a full spread. I suppose this is maybe a little bit more like art journaling that you see more commonly, with even more mixed media, like there's a lot of texture in the background and some collaging and so on. And I don't know if you can see, yeah, there's some very shiny silvery splatter on this blue page, and actually on this other page I brought that over as a background wash. Yeah, you can see a little bit of the shimmer there. So they, even though they are two separate pages, there's something to connect them. So here's the least favorite spread in the book. I do like this. These are actual real flower branches. It's several different ones, but I did manage to glue them together in a way that it looks like it's one big one. A little bit of collage in the background, some stamping. I like this style. I'm just not super happy with my color choices. So there's something that's a little bit off for me. Or maybe it's just that it's companioned by this like complete failure of a page. For some reason the ink did not want to dry on the gesso on this page. Completely different to how the ink behaved on all the other pages. Not sure what was going on. I could have, of course, went in with some paint or done something else with it, but I just got a bit fed up, wiped up the ink that didn't want to dry, and slammed on some die cuts. Again, I think it's one of these pages I decided to keep just to have it as a lesson learned for myself. Something. This is probably the messiest spread in the book. I totally understand this kind of page is not for everyone. I love it. I love the bold colors, and there's a special little story in this because it might look like the mushrooms are the focal point, but this page is all about the quote. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. So my question is, have you spotted the fairies? And if not, I will help you find them right here. So that was just a little playtime for myself. This spread, I started out with the background and totally ended up loving this with the texture paste, the colors, the stamping. I loved it so much that I didn't want to go in and cover it up with like some collaging or anything like that. So I ended up just drawing some wildflower stems. The funny thing is that while these look sort of greenish now, they were actually done with a black pen. But somehow the ink dried down into the gesso and just left this green hue. I'm okay with that, but it was not what I had originally intended. And this is actually the last spread of this book. I went a little bit crazy with the background stamping, but then I also added some beautiful washi tapes, a little bit of paint to sort of pull in the tape, and tiny bit of collaging. And this beautiful bird is something I fussy cut out of a bird book. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this little flip through. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.